When it comes to the twin flame connection, one of the biggest mysteries is often the divine masculine. So many people find themselves asking, what does he truly want? What's going on beneath the silence, the distance, or the guarded walls? It can feel confusing, even painful, to be on the receiving end of his unreadable energy. But here's the truth. There's more happening within him than what meets the eye. The divine masculine carries layers of conditioning, responsibilities, and inner struggles that make it difficult for him to open up about his deepest desires. Not because he doesn't feel them, but because those desires are so raw, so vulnerable, and sometimes even overwhelming. To speak them out loud would mean exposing himself in ways he doesn't feel ready for. Today, we're going to lift the veil a little. I'll take you into the core desires of the divine masculine, the ones he doesn't put into words, yet they quietly shape his actions, his distance, and even his love for his divine feminine. These aren't shallow wants. They go much deeper than material needs or surface-level goals. These are soul-level desires that define who he is at his core. We'll move through them one by one, and we'll expand on each so you can not only understand them, but also see how they connect back to your own growth and the overall twin flame journey. Let's begin. Number 1, the desire to be truly seen. One of the divine masculine's deepest desires is to be seen for who he really is. Not just the surface version that he shows the world, the strong one, the provider, the one who holds it together. Beneath all of that, he craves a connection where he doesn't have to perform, pretend, or meet expectations. He wants someone to notice the parts of him that he keeps hidden. The fears, the doubts, the moments where he feels like he's not enough. This is why, even if he pulls away, the bond with his divine feminine shakes him to his core. With her, he feels this deep, almost unsettling sense that she knows him in ways no one else ever has. And while part of him resists it, another part longs for it. He wants to be seen, but he's terrified of what will happen once he is. Think about it. Many divine masculines grew up with the idea that showing vulnerability equals weakness. They were taught to stand tall, to hold in their emotions, to man up. So now, when their soul is crying to be seen in a raw and unfiltered way, they don't even know how to put that into words. That's why silence often becomes his shield. If you're on the receiving end of this, the key is patience. Not the kind of patience where you're waiting for him to fix himself, but the kind that allows you to stand in your own truth while understanding his journey. The more you truly see yourself, the good, the bad, the messy, the more your energy makes it safe for him to be seen too. Number 2, the desire to be free from expectations. Another hidden desire of the divine masculine is freedom. Not freedom in the sense of escaping the connection or running away from love, but freedom from the heavy weight of expectations. He often feels like the world is resting on his shoulders. Family expectations, societal standards, financial responsibilities, and even the silent belief that he must always be strong. These invisible chains make him feel trapped, and when he feels trapped, his instinct is to retreat, because deep down what he really wants is space to breathe and exist without pressure. This doesn't mean he doesn't want commitment or love. In fact, he deeply desires both. But what he longs for is a love where he isn't boxed in by "you must do this" or "you have to be that." He wants a space where he can unfold naturally, where love feels like freedom rather than a cage. For the divine feminine, this can feel confusing because it may look like he's avoiding her. But the truth is, he's often avoiding the weight of expectation. He's looking for a bond where he feels chosen not for what he provides, but for who he is. When that balance is felt, his walls start to drop because he realizes he can love fully without losing himself in the process. Number 3, the desire to be strong and vulnerable. This one is at the heart of the divine masculine struggle. On one side, he desires to live up to the role of protector, provider, and leader. He wants to be strong, reliable, and someone who can be counted on. That role gives him purpose and pride, but on the other side, he longs for the safety to be vulnerable, to cry, to doubt, to break down, to lean on someone else without fear of being judged as weak. This dual desire creates an inner battle. He doesn't know how to be both at the same time. Society told him to pick one, strength over softness, but his soul is asking for balance. He wants to know it's okay to be the one holding everything together and still have moments where he doesn't have it figured out. When the divine feminine creates space for this balance, it shifts everything. It's not about taking away his strength or diminishing his role. It's about letting him know that strength isn't lost when paired with vulnerability. In fact, the two make him even more whole. Number 4, the desire for inner peace. One of the most unspoken desires within the divine masculine is inner peace. The noise of the outside world, the pressure to achieve, the constant demands, it all leaves him restless inside. Many divine masculines appear calm or detached on the outside, but inside there's often chaos. A storm of unexpressed emotions, unresolved wounds, and the silent pressure of carrying so much on his own. At his core, what he craves is not more success, more recognition, or more control. What he truly wants is peace, a mind that isn't overthinking, a heart that isn't weighed down, a soul that feels grounded. The twin flame journey pushes him toward this desire because being in connection with the divine feminine forces him to confront his inner restlessness. She reflects his unease, but she also carries the energy of calm, balance, and healing that his soul is drawn to. He may resist it at first, but over time, this desire for inner peace becomes one of his greatest motivators for growth. Number 5, the desire to protect what he loves. Even if he doesn't say it, one of the strongest instincts within the divine masculine is the desire to protect. Not just in the physical sense, but emotionally and spiritually too. He wants to know that the people he loves, especially his divine feminine, are safe. Safe from harm, safe from betrayal, safe from chaos. This protective nature is sometimes misunderstood. When he pulls away, it can actually be his way of protecting her, from his own wounds, from his unhealed parts, from the fear that he might hurt her unintentionally. It's not always rejection. Sometimes it's sacrifice. But protection doesn't only mean stepping back. He deeply desires to grow strong enough in himself that he can stand beside her fully, to protect without needing to disappear, to be present and trustworthy, not just in words but in energy. This is one of the reasons his growth journey takes time. He doesn't just want to show up half-ready. His soul is pushing him to strengthen himself in ways that allow him to protect what he loves without fear of breaking it. Number 6, the desire to be accepted as he is. Perhaps one of the deepest desires he carries is acceptance. Acceptance of his flaws, his past mistakes, his failures, and even the parts of himself he doesn't like. He yearns to be loved without the constant need to prove his worth or earn his place. The twin flame bond exposes him in ways that no other connection does. His shadows come to the surface, and he feels both seen and judged by them, even if his divine feminine isn't judging at all. It's his own inner critic that makes him feel unworthy. That's why he often hides. What he truly longs for is to stand in front of someone and be enough, exactly as he is in that moment. To not feel pressured to fix himself first or to reach some perfect version of himself before receiving love. When this acceptance is present, it allows his heart to open in ways it never has before. Because finally, he can trust that love doesn't require him to be flawless. Love welcomes him as he is and grows with him along the way. Number 7, the desire for purpose beyond himself. The divine masculine also desires purpose, not just career goals or personal success, but a deeper sense of why he's here. He wants to feel that his life matters in a way that extends beyond himself, that his efforts contribute to something greater, whether it's through love, family, creativity, or spiritual growth. This is one of the reasons why the twin flame journey is so life-changing for him. It shakes him out of the ordinary path he thought he was meant to walk and forces him to look at the bigger picture. The connection makes him ask questions he never asked before. Why am I here? What am I meant to create? How do I serve something larger than myself? This longing for purpose is not always visible on the surface. He may appear focused on work, achievements, or material success, but underneath all of that is a soul searching for meaning. And when he finds it, it brings a sense of fulfillment that no external reward could ever match. Finally, one of the divine masculine's deepest desires is union. He longs for that ultimate connection with his divine feminine, but here's the part he doesn't say. He's afraid of losing himself in it. He wants the closeness, the intimacy, the oneness, but he also wants to maintain his individuality. He doesn't want it to be consumed or lose his sense of identity. This fear is often what makes him pull away because he hasn't yet found the balance between merging and maintaining his own path. What he truly desires is union that allows both souls to thrive, a partnership where both remain whole individuals, yet come together to create something even greater. It's not about possession, control, or dependency. It's about freedom and togetherness coexisting. When this balance is achieved, union feels like the safest place in the world, not a prison, but a home. So, what does the divine masculine really desire? He desires to be seen, to be free from expectations, to balance strength and vulnerability, to find inner peace, to protect what he loves, to be accepted, to live with purpose, and to experience union without losing himself. These are not small desires. They are soul-level yearnings that shape every step of his journey. And while he may never say them out loud, his actions, his distance, and even his struggles are often reflections of these unspoken truths. The twin flame path is not about trying to pull these desires out of him, but about recognizing that they exist and respecting his process of reaching them. The more you align with your own truth, your own healing, and your own desires, the more you create the space for him to meet you there. And when he does, the love that unfolds is not only powerful, but deeply transformative for both of you.